All right, so now we're going to continue with the conversation of trade on the continent. And this time we're going global trade accelerator. And women have a special mention, as I said earlier, because we'll be speaking from an individual who's working to connect 1 million women in trade. It's an initiative, and it's actually called C1WT, Connecting 1 million women in trade. Interesting name. We have right here in the studio Michael Njoku, is the head of technology partnerships for C1WT. Hi, Michael. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. And
an interesting name. You know, it to catch attention of a lot of women
of course,
connecting 1 million. But why 1 million? We're more than 1 million on the continent.
Well, I mean, you have to start from somewhere, right?
So I guess you're going to change your name later when you start going for 2 to 3, 5 million.
Well, the idea basically is actually we're going across 102 different countries. But the idea is to connect 1 million women across 102 different countries. So basically 10,000 per country. You need to start, and obviously, yeah, maybe we might change our name.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw the. I'm sure you heard a bit of the conversation that I had before you came on about PAPs, and it's an exciting time. AFCFTA is in the air, and a lot of people are discussing it, and easing the payment system, the payment ecosystem is only going to drive that. We hope that there will be no challenge that will deter the growth of that. We've already seen good results already, you know, where the trade within the continent is increasing. So we're hoping that with things like this and initiatives such as yours, we can actually drive and maximize the African market.
Of course. I mean, African banks are actually one of our partners. And it's important. It's about time. I mean, it made no sense basically where you be in Nigeria and you want to make payments in Ghana and you can't. You know,
Kenya, you have to go to the dollar first before you go back to the CD.
You know, it makes no sense. We're Africans and we should basically be able to trade between ourselves. And I think with these different initiatives that are coming out that are helping us also do what we're trying to do. And, you know, it makes more sense. It's an interesting time for African trade, basically.
But do you think the spirit of competition, you know, among Africans and the country, do you think that will not stop us?
Well, I mean, competition is always a good thing.
It depends on the perspective. I mean, it depends on the perspective.
And that's the issue that we've had so far. There's this idea of competition that's affecting us from, you know, collaborating. And that's how it should be. There should be no competition. I mean, if someone's selling a particular product, they should be allowed to be able to come together and sell together rather than it's not a competition market. I mean, the market is competitive, but there should be more collaboration. And I think
let the winner win, or let the winner take the market space, the market share.
It's an open market.
You know,
it's an open market.
Yeah. So you guys are looking to unlock billions in women-led B2B trade across 102 countries. Why the women, and what sectors are you looking at?
So, why the women first? I think, I mean, in a lot of the initiatives that have been made, women have always been overlooked. And it's important that you know that when you empower a woman, you empower a whole ecosystem, you empower a family, you empower the people that come under her. So, obviously, I mean, there's a lot of things for men as well, too. But, I mean, I think it's important with a lot of our funding partners and people that we work with, that there are more initiatives to empower women that do trade. And if we're able to play a small part in this, then definitely, I think that's our focus. It's important to have a core focus, and then you can go from there as the case maybe.
So what sectors, what women in what?
So there are no, we are no limits to the sectors. Our platform actually allows for women in every trade sector. We categorize them according to, you know, the different sectors that they are in. So there's no limit as to what. So as long as you're in trade, what we're doing is we're bringing women who are already globally ready for trade. What do you look out for to say a business, whether it's a woman or a man anyway, is ready for trade? So actually, it's a couple of things, right? Let's say I want to trade in, you know, I have a business here in Nigeria. I want to trade in Ghana, for instance, right? There are a lot of laws that are governed, you know, exports laws. Is my product up to standard? Do I understand the trade routes? Do I understand the payment solutions, things like that? So what we're doing, we're not only focusing on women that are ready for trade. So it's three different categories. Is women who are globally ready, women who are not ready and need to scale, which our platform will help you scale and get you ready, and then organizations and partners that support women in trade as well. So we're bringing an ecosystem of everybody to say, you know what, if you're ready, come on board. If you're not, we will skill you up. And then for those people, what are the things that you need to go and trade? So you need finance, you need digital tools, you need access to credits, you need compliance, you need a platform. So we're basically bringing everything that you will need to scale your small business from wherever you are to be able to sell globally. All in one platform, all in one ecosystem, and all the partners who will be involved in that, like Affiliate Bank, the banks as well, to people that give grants to women, people that offer courses or certifications. So pretty much everything that you will need, mentorship programs as well, to will be around the platform, communities as well. And then
it's like a one-stop shop.
Pretty much.
I wonder who can enjoy this, or what the requirements are.
Well, so I mean, the requirements is just
because I see your target is everyday Nigerian women.
Yes. So our focus now, how we actually plan on getting this done, is basically going to already existing women associations that are enabling trade.
Oh, like cooperatives and
exactly.
all. Oh,
because if you want to go to women one by one, I mean, that might be a tall order. But if you figure that, we have women organizations that are already offering, trade in some way, now they can basically come on board under that organization. We're also going to the government agencies as well too. So it's not just any woman on the street. You have to be in the structure already, because again, there's KYC involved here. There's compliances that are involved that we need to make sure that you cover. So if you already belong to associations and we on board of those associations, then it makes sense. So the idea is 100 associations per country, and each association will bring 100 women as well too. So that we get 10,000 per country, and then 10,000 times 100 on two, pretty much.
And you're leveraging the digital platform. You're ahead of technology, so obviously.
So basically, we've built this ecosystem, right? We've built the digital platform, and it's basically a combination of different tech partners. Because the idea is every bank, for instance, has their own digital platform, for loans, for credits. We're integrating that. If we go to associations that also already offer courses as well to women in trade, we integrate that. So basically, it's this huge integration of multiple technology solutions. But for the user, it would just look like a simple, platform. But what we've done is that we've basically gone to each of them and put it all together. So that way, it's all seamless. And whether it's being provided by one platform or by 10 platforms, you don't know. All you see is one digital platform.
So your building courses obviously come digitally.
Yes. So the platform actually has courses, certifications. It has a digital marketplace. It has access to finance. So you can apply for grants, you can apply for loans, you can apply for payment solutions. It has trade assessment tools to be able to help you scale to assess your business, mentor programs. So all these things.
Do you connect participants to AFCFTA? Because that's the core of.
Oh yes, they're one of our partners as well too. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. But I mean, when you say your target is everyday Nigerian woman, and you're going digital this way, I wonder how you're getting the women to the digital platform, because infrastructure issues, access to the internet and all of that, even having devices, those are challenges, existing challenges in Nigeria.
Of course, I mean, but that's why again we're going to associations. And also, if you think about it, if I'm trying to do things globally, there's no way I want to sell, a particular item here and in the US, for instance, that I would not need to connect with some global platform. So the way we would do it basically is obviously going through associations. If you have women who do not have access to these devices, they can do it via their associations. So obviously, that's the best way for us to bridge that digital gap, or that gap between the different countries, is with digital. Obviously, the platform also will allow connect in other ways like USSD and offline sale as well too. But at the end of the day, it's really, really important to leverage the digital platform to be able to make this happen.
Okay, so what has been, as head of technology now, in bringing all of these platforms together on a continent where we're still struggling with internet penetration and power and over that?
Well, I mean, we hear that a lot, but obviously we still have a lot of digital platforms that start thriving in the continent. So basically, the idea is there are platforms that already exist. Like, for instance, you have the banking platforms, you have your sales platforms, and we just find ways to bridge all this together. And like I mentioned as well too, we're doing this with also offering USSD platforms, text SMS platforms as well, to be able to bridge those gaps. But I think when you bring an association together, there's no how you say an association of 100 women, there are no people who have computers or devices to be able to use. So I mean, I know it could be a gap, but that's why we're also trying to increase the digital penetration in different places. I think the Minister of Technology is doing a lot for that. So, hey.
And you know, the issue of connecting the continents, you also have some legalities, yes, legislature, work that may need to change. Have you had any hurdle from that direction?
Well, so at the moment, our legal partners is Bangu and Igodalo, which is a huge, legal firm. So basically, with every country that we go to, there are, legal implications or compliance that we need to follow. So our legal partners basically keep us in check. They make sure that whatever country we're going to, whether it's the onboarding or the government partnerships or the legal agreements, is all covered, and there's this, credibility that comes with that. So obviously, that's how we're able to.
So you don't face hitches from, connecting one country to the other, in between on the continent.
No, we haven't, not really, because obviously, because the idea is you basically do it on the country level. So let's say, for instance, I come into Nigeria.
Okay, you do it on the country level.
I understand what Nigeria needs, and we will build that. So we go to Ghana, and then we understand what Ghana needs. So basically, when we're bridging the gaps, it's almost like you're trading locally, but it's a platform that's basically international.
Yeah, because I'm asking that because I attended a conference recently, and we're talking about electrifying Africa. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they go into some countries, and there are some legal hurdles that that investors have to deal with,
of course,
which gives a lot of uncertainty, to investors, and of course that's a deterring factor. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm glad to hear that you haven't faced that.
The funny
connecting
thing,
the women.
The funny thing actually, because like I mentioned to you before, let's say if you want to go into a new country, it's important for you to understand the legal structure of that country. And most people just want to go into a country without doing that. So we've done that work for you. Every country that we're deploying in, we're basically going to understand the legal structure and put together a bilateral agreement between those two countries and we're dealing with high-level government individuals here, so heads of states, NGOs. We're basically doing that so that we legislation comes from the top all the way down to facilitate this trade. And you can see with things like PAPs, and this is
working happening with others.
Exactly.
So most of the time, you even get the work done by them for you, because we have AFCFTA platform and all of that. Interesting. Yeah. And I'm glad that your target is the everyday Nigerian woman. So we hope that everyday Nigerian woman joins a cooperative and is able to be part of this 1 million. Exactly. Women that you are targeting.
So please, if you are in trade and you're a woman and you want to be able to scale, I think it's something you should look at and basically join whatever association that you're close to. I mean, or you can go on our platform as well, and we'll be happy to be able to upscale their business and make them ready for global trade.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for that, Michael Njobu, Head of Technology Partnerships at C1WT.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.